Well, thank you, Christine Lynn, for joining me
Hmm.
today on the Corey podcast. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so great to have you here. And listen, before we talk about technology or titles, I want to start with you. When someone asks what Echo Vision Foundation means to you personally, what do you usually say and what do you feel?
I like to start with the sentence that I am working in a market of love.
Mm,
Yeah,
I like
because
that.
you have so many skills, you are so professional, but not a lot of professionals want to work in nonprofit and charities to
Mm,
use your skills and use your professional knowledge to work in this market. Because I have all the skills to work in the pharmaceutical companies, I have all the skills to work in the government or think tank or stuff, but I choose to work in this nonprofit for myself, for my own happiness, and for helping other people, and to make this more meaningful, my
oh,
my life and my time more meaningful.
I love that. That's like the best answer I think that I've gotten on this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was just so good.
Yeah.
I love the answer. And clearly, this foundation is rooted in love. It's rooted
Yes.
in family and lived experience. Do you remember the moment when this shifted from being a personal solution into a bigger mission?
So I was actually doing this for fun. And then I do a
I
lot
love
of
that
things
you
for
say you do
fun.
these things for fun.
I do a lot of
I
things for
love that.
fun.
I love that.
I was doing a lot of things for fun. So like I think it's all started when my father was creating an app for my grandmother. So my Echo is my grandmother's name. She's blind with glaucoma, and then she was blind. She was blind for a while, I would
Okay.
say. But my father was creating this app this year to try to help her see with the phone app. So, for example,
Mhm.
you use the phone and to take a picture of this, take a picture of that, or take a selfie, and the AI will describe what is in front of her for you. So that's the what's the whole app is about. And then my father was asking my grandmother, "Oh, what more function do you want to add? And is the voice speed okay for you, or what else do you want? Do you need from this phone app?" And then my grandmother was like, "Oh, yeah, I need this, I need that, and I think the speaking speed is too fast and stuff." And then I was like, between their conversation, I was like, yeah, this conversation needs to be more and more between technology developers and the blind and low vision communities.
Okay.
And they are in Taiwan and Japan. I'm here in America, and I found that I think America is a very good place to work for market for love because people are willing to trust you more, and then it's the place to do nonprofit work, I
Okay.
would say.
Okay. Wow.
I think America is the best place to do charity because
Oh.
people have a lot of love and people trust you with their money if they
Mhm.
have a whole plan and you convince them this is what you really want to do, and then they are willing, not only nonprofit and also for profit. It's a place to find money to make your dream bigger.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. So your grandmother, Echo, that name sticks out to me. It sounds extraordinary. It sounds extraordinary. How would you describe her spirit to someone who's never met her?
Oh my gosh, she's a princess.
Oh,
So
I like
she's a
that.
princess. Even though she's blind, she's 80 something, she still does her hair every week, her nails
Okay.
every week. And
Okay.
then she's blind, right? And then every time we go out together, whole family going out together, we have to wait for her for 20 minutes until like she wear her shoes and her heels and her everything, like lipstick, makeup and stuff. And she is blind,
I
you
love her
know.
already.
Yeah. So that's how I would describe her. And also although she's blind, she's still teaching Japanese in Taiwan, and she's still like remaining her grace, her dignity, and she works, and she dressed up beautifully. So that's my grandmother.
You know, there's something powerful about a woman who's still doing her hair, doing her makeup, dressing up, showing up for herself
Yes.
fully. There's something powerful about that. What do you think that says to people who are living with with blindness as far as their dignity?
So, because my family have glaucoma gene, and I also have very high eye pressure myself, so I can see myself maybe be blind in the future when I'm older.
Okay.
And then so that makes me think, like, before I realized this whole truth, I thought blindness is very far away from me, and also I don't know anyone else who is blind, and I always think, oh, blind is just maybe elderly, maybe some people who never go out. But actually blind people are among us, like my grandmother is blind, I might be blind, I have friends who are blind, and my interns, all of my employees right now, they are all blind.
Oh,
They're
wow.
either blind or low vision. And just even a very beautiful or very handsome man out there, very hot man, they can be blind
They can be blind.
tomorrow. They can be blind from an accident or stuff. Just everyone could be blind, and just they're just normal people, and there's so many kinds of people. So like blind people can be fashion, can be in different industry, just they're everywhere. So like you thought blind is so far away from you, but it's actually not. It's just everyone could be blind.
Right, and they're fully functional. I think
Yes.
society makes you feel, when you think of somebody blind, you automatically think of someone who's helpless. You know, that's
Yeah.
the first thing that comes to mind, and that's what I love about your organization and the story of your grandmother. Is because we don't need your help with the blindness, we need your help with the mission.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
also
we don't
with
need pity, you know?
And that's why I want to do this, because with technology in the future, AI is so popular and so powerful right now. And in the future, every blind people can see. I would say every blind people can see with AI glasses, with technology help. And it is possible for people who cannot see to see with technology. And then you can still be beautiful, you can still be hot, like
Yeah, hot, right?
yeah,
That's
and then
important.
you're capable to do things. Your life just go on, just not because you're blind and your life just stop. You keep
Wow.
learning, you keep being yourself. You are still you.
I love that message. I
Yeah.
love that message. So let me ask you, Christine, your father creating an offline AI app for his own mother. I mean, it's such a beautiful act of care, number one. And I have to say it over and over again. That stands out. And I love that. And it's clear that this organization is rooted in love and family, and that's important. But my question is to you, what was it like watching his collaboration with his mother? What was that like? And what did you learn from watching your father do this act of love for your grandmother?
I think, you know what? It's just normal conversation. You think it's that formal? No. And you think it's that, how do you say? You have to act a certain way? No. Just just like me and you talking, and I ask you, oh, what do you think? What do you want more? And
Yeah.
just normal conversation after lunch, after dinner. And that's just, I feel like doing things doesn't need to have a certain way. Just as long as you're intentionally asking and things. So that's, I don't know if I answered your question or not, but
No,
I
it
just
does.
feel like
It
it
does.
just immerse in your life,
Right.
like even if we as an organization, we want to talk to technology industry, it's also, we want to create awareness and stuff in your life, just like that people know, oh, there's blind people out there need our products. And for that, it's not a certain like lobbying way or certain proposal or email. It's awareness in the air, in the internet. Yeah, so it's very, very normal conversation when I was seeing
Very
them.
authentic. Yeah.
Yes.
Not forced. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So you guys clearly know exactly what it means to be inclusive toward people and to make them feel that this isn't just, something that is a stumbling block for them because of the base of your company with the love and the it just being a norm to be caring for an individual. How will that help the person that works with your organization? And how does it benefit those that will use the technology?
So I would say we are in a nonprofit working for blind and low vision community, and we are the blind and low vision community. So we know who are we working for. We know what they need. We know what it's really like. Like for example, my interns this year. So she's blind, and before I interviewed her, I didn't know she's blind. You know how amazing that is? I was just emailing her back and forth, and I didn't know she's fully blind. And then when I interviewed her, she's like, yeah, I'm blind and I have this treatment. I lost my sight the other day, blah, blah, blah. And she is a fully capable, knowledgeable, very smart medical doctor.
Oh my word.
So she really knows what it is like to be blind and to use technology to be like normal people.
Right.
When I say normal, I say sighted people, but like she's fully capable with technology helps. So, and she really understands what it is like. And when I was teaching the interns, I was training them we have the organizational etiquette. Like within this organization, you have to verbalize everything. When you talk in a meeting, you cannot assume, like let's say there's 5 people in a meeting, but you cannot assume people know your voice and know who is talking. And when you're presenting something, it's actually fewer people can see what you're presenting them. Like a lot of people cannot see what you're presenting, so you have to say the numbers. You cannot see, look at this right, left-hand side, look at this chart. You have to verbalize everything. When you also emphasize that you have to use bigger font, bolder font, and just have a color construct more obvious for people to see, for low vision people to see. Okay. So yeah, and she fully understands that, and she even like says, oh, can I add one more thing? Can you describe yourself, what you're wearing today, before you talk, before in the beginning of the meeting? That's very cute. And she really understands. And then people who we work for are also, it's just us. We can also benefit ourselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the biggest strength of our organization.
Yeah.
We fully understand.
I like that because just because we're sighted individuals, we don't think that is normally everything you just described. That is what I take in. It was just like when you joined me today on the video. Before I even looked at you, I was looking at the wonderful pillow. I saw the plant. I saw the picture frame. Then I looked at you. Then I said, oh, wow, nice headphones, turtle. We need that information.
Yeah.
And she's right. We have to have that information. Then we can listen to the direction. But it all coincides. We need all of that. So. And
you take it for granted.
We do.
Right?
Because we don't think about it. We don't think about that we looked and we... saw a lady with the yellow dress on. It's like that all means something, That is amazing. One of the most striking things that stood out to me, and I think is so important right now, is that with the Eko Vision Foundation, your focus is really on privacy first.
Yes.
And that's so unusual. I can't log on to order a pizza without them wanting to share my information these days.
Yeah.
Why is privacy such a critical issue for the blind and low vision community?
So let's talk about sighted people first. You can choose when you want to use AI. You can choose, I want to take a picture of this plant, in my house and ask AI, how can I fix this plan? Or how can I take care of this plan? And then
Yeah.
you can choose what you want to take picture or what you want to ask for. But for blind using technology and AI, they cannot choose, let's say I want to look at this medical bill. And I cannot see the numbers on the paper. It's too small for me. So I use AI. I use the AI glasses. I use my phone, take a picture, and it's uploading to the cloud, the AI cloud, and then the AI will answer you, oh, what is this number, your personal information, what did they say? And this is extremely important for blind because they cannot choose.
Right.
Like privacy is all important for all of us, everyone. But for blind people, you cannot choose when you want to be seen or not be seen.
Wow. Yeah. I love that. I love that that's right there. And it makes you feel good when you know that someone is leading with that and that you can you feel safe, having
Yeah.
information or even dealing with someone. And many people don't realize how much trust goes into using AI technology with your information. I'm sure you hear about it now yourself, like with the Chat GPT. And I don't know, that kind of
Yeah.
scares me. It's like, well, who's really reading these things and looking at what you've discussed? I mean, they'll probably be bored if they read mine, but it's just like just taking the liberty of sharing your private thoughts and your private moments. Because I have a friend, she told me that she uses Chat GPT kind of like a therapist to like give her a prompt. I was like, well, okay. But then I'm
Yeah.
just like, well, what happens if it tells somebody what you're thinking? Like, that's where I am with it. So for you to have such a wonderful safeguard in your organization, I think that is really awesome.
But to be honest, it's very hard to achieve because for AI models to be profitable, they have to, first of all, they have to update themselves frequently to improve their models.
Okay.
And also, but to be private, you either have to add a safeguard as a layer there, or you have to be offline, like my father did. But
Yeah.
because the reason why he can do that, because it's only for my grandmother, it's not profitable and it can change every time, and it's like he just do this purely for that action. But for every product, technology company, every products out there, it is impossible to be offline and it's impossible to be fully private. So I think
Does
it's
it kind of
hard
take
to
away the
achieve.
power from it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Does it kind of take away the power and effectiveness?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to either you have to have money backing it up. For example, you have to buy the whole AI model, and then like those company who are using AI within their company, they are all sealed, right? You cannot have your company confidential numbers leaking out. You have to have certain amount of money to back you up with that privacy, or it's just impossible to achieve that.
Yeah.
And that's why I say for all of the nonprofit and charities out there, it's just really working in the market of love. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you want to ask for money, and it's money for helping people to keep blind and low vision people's privacy, and then just it's not, and the outcome of the money you invest in us is the happiness and content in your heart that say, oh, I really did something, and this organization is already also really doing something.
I love that. That is
I
not.
always have a lot of emotion talking about why do people want to spend money on us.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
of the millionaires, billionaires out there, why do they want to give money to you?
Yeah.
Why do they care?
Right. Well, just like you said earlier, something that you said about running the nonprofit in the United States is people have big hearts,
Yes.
and they do want to help. And it's even though the world it seems crazy right now, there are a lot of people like me, a lot of people like you that genuinely want to show up for other people. And I
Yeah.
think this is such a wonderful way for us to do that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, you can really see it helping someone and helping someone who wants to live with normalcy, you know. So I want to go back because this is fascinating to me, to your background with as being a clinical pharmacist and
Yes.
public health professional. How has that training shaped the way that you lead in this sort of tech-driven nonprofit?
So I think not only my professional career and also my personal life, I always live with evidence-based decisions. So like I even baking, I
Yeah, I was just getting
know
ready to say I didn't want
how
to make
much
you go.
liquid, how much fat, and
I
then
was going to say,
even
Christine, are we talking about my icing now?
just like I always go with evidence-based decision, and even like so that's my whole training with my pharmacy degree
Okay.
and stuff. I really believe in science, and I really
Mm,
believe in numbers and real world experience, how they shape your decision. And
okay.
then so that's why in the beginning I was forming this nonprofit. I was finding research about how is technology helping blind people, and
Mm,
talking to research centers, talking to a lot of universities. So that's how I started this. I start with numbers and evidence. And
mm,
I was like, okay, sure, there's no nonprofit doing this. So I'm
okay.
doing this. I'm going to this direction right now.
Okay.
So, and also just, I think a lot to do with my personality. I would say I might not be a good employee, but I'm a good leader.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
I can see the whole nonprofit organization and management from a higher view.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the whole vision of
It's
what
kind of
this
non-linear.
foundation is going, and
Yeah.
then I want this, I want that, but what we can, thinking backward, what we can do now in the
Mm,
first year, in the first few months. And just for the public health, this is the interesting thing I want to say. I learned so many things from Hopkins, the
mm,
Master of Public Health, but I
yeah.
didn't know I was learning that much when I was in school because I was living in Baltimore. I have to worry about my living, my safety, and I was
Mm,
also just busy doing assignments and exams and stuff.
yeah.
I'm learning, and then I was in a class of there's a class called social behavior change,
Okay.
and then it's talking about the theory of change. How can
Mm,
people change, and how can people change maybe consciously, unconsciously about their behavior related to the health.
okay.
And then I was sitting in the class and would worry about the stats, biostats, the other class and stuff. I was like, I don't know what this teacher is talking about. This all too theoretical. And then after I started this nonprofit, I started to think about theory of change. I was thinking about where in this whole low vision and blind community, where do I target? Where is the audience? And then I want to target at early adopter. And
Mm,
this is the theory of not necessary. I think this is the theory of adoption, technology adoption.
okay.
So there's a different 5 categories of adopters. One is the early adopters. I'm not very sure, but where there's like later adopter and the majority of people, and also who are lagging, like who lack so many. How do you say? Those older people who
Mm,
don't want to touch technology right now, who don't
right.
want to
They
touch
don't want
AI
to
right now.
change.
And there's a group of people always want to buy new gadget or buy new technology, new iPhone and stuff.
That's me.
And then we have early adopter who is interested in trying,
Mm-hmm.
who is curious, but not necessarily buying.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the majority who will adapt that later, maybe 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years later, like normal people, the
Okay.
society. So
Okay.
I was thinking about this, who do I target? And I was like, this is the thing that they taught in the class before that I thought I was boring.
That you, but you retained it.
Yes,
But it
and
just didn't make sense when she was
I just
presenting
know
it.
that. I was like, why do I know this? And then I look it back and I was like, yeah, that was that class
That
talking
was that
about
class.
this. Yeah, and then they like before, how do you say? We're talking about adult life, like when you're in school. Do you care about SMART goals, like the specific, measurable, related, time bound? It's just how you write your plan. And you're like, oh, why do I need to do this every time I write things or
Right.
every time I work things?
Right.
And then after you starting to manage the whole organization, you're like, yeah, I want my interns to report me in this way.
Yeah.
Report to me in this way. I want my employees to report to me or just present to me with numbers and times.
Yes.
So like I just use so many things I learned before, and then use that theories, use that skills into this nonprofit. So I, just like I said in the beginning, you can be professional, you can be knowledgeable and work in charities, you work in nonprofit, and then you can run this nonprofit like a for-profit using so many business skills. And I think that's how we got this stage in just 4 months.
Wow. Wow. That is remarkable. And it sounds, you know what it sounds like? It all sounds like science to me.
Yeah, yeah,
There's a science to it. There's a
yeah.
science to it that's caused it to be that way. I'm glad you mentioned John Hopkins because I was going to ask you about that. I'm glad you shared that. But I wanted to ask you too about your work in Taiwan and, of course, Washington, D.C. By being in those spaces, have you noticed any particular patterns or do you see how different cultures approach disability and accessibility?
So I'm Taiwanese and Japanese mix.
Okay.
So I've been to Taiwan, been to Japan, I've lived in both places. I do say I think East Asia is a very advanced region.
Oh, okay.
And we have tactile paving on the street. And in the elevator, we have also the tactile and the braille
Okay.
on every button. And
Okay.
just it is very convenient in not just from me because I'm not blind, but I heard some blind travelers they have been to Korea. And they say, "Oh, the elevator was talking about what button he put and then what floor he put, and then just you can know what is going on as a blind person." So now I'm here looking the gap
Mm,
between different countries, and I hope to bring what we think is normal in Asia and to bring it here to let people know it is feasible, it is
right.
doable for you to have that accommodation for the blind.
Yeah, so you're here to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. That's interesting. You know, as an American, I think we feel like we sometimes are ahead of everything and but it's good in these cases to see what other countries are doing. I think that's why it's so important that we all work together
Yeah. And
to
I'm
understand and see, what actually is effective, and benefits these communities the most.
I think as an immigrant, I'm here. It's a win-win situation. I bring my knowledge, I bring my expertise here, and also I have so many things to learn from America.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's the
But we
win-win,
have so
and
much to
that's
learn from you.
thank you.
We
But
have so
yeah,
much to learn from you, and we should always honor and value people like you because it's valuable. It's
thank you.
valuable.
That's why we have so many talent here
Mm-hmm.
in America. I think America, like you said, we have so many event things, but we have that top 1% here.
Mm-hmm.
But what about other thing? And I think for other countries, I'm not sure what country I'm talking about, but for other
All
countries,
the other ones.
yeah, for other countries, we are more average, like in 70%, let's say.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, like just like healthcare, America, you have the top one treatment or clinical trial happening here, but you don't have the national health insurance.
No. And you know what I think? Our execution is kind of archaic. I don't think we execute
Yeah.
things as well as other countries do.
Yeah, it's related to the policy, politics.
It's more about, like you said earlier, how can we get this out here and what would the profit be instead of actually stopping to take the time to help. And I realized that in my art because I'm not only a podcaster, I'm like you, like I do stuff for fun,
Yeah.
but I look at something as simple as, okay, we were talking about kitchen appliances before Christine and I started getting to the real business. And there was a Cuisinart blender that I liked in Denmark, but it was a beautiful yellow. And that wasn't available here in the United States. And I'm like, what? Do you ever run into that? It's always out the country. Like, why don't we have that color? We just have black, white. Nothing that pops. And it's just like, even something as simple as the color variations in different countries, it's like, we need to incorporate all of that and work together because I can see that. Like, there's some things that are more interesting over there than we have here. Although we have the technology, we still need that flavor that comes only from the immigrants. So, you just have to say, we need that.
Are you sure this is safe to talk about it here?
Yeah, it's safe. We own all of this here.
Yeah.
So look, Christine, on my podcast, I love talking about feeling better, being better, showing up for yourself,
Yeah.
and just taking care of yourself. So I want to ask you, being a founder of this type of organization, of course it comes with pressure. What keeps you grounded? And what works for you when things feel heavy?
I'm still feeling happy right now because I'm the founder. We're 4 months old. This is just starting.
Yeah.
I think,
as they say here, you're still in the honeymoon stage.
yeah, and I think I had this conversation with other nonprofit. There's a director of grant developing, and then it's a very nice old man. I was talking to him. I was very desperate about how can I find money? How can I find grants? How can I get people to donate to us? I was very anxious and very nervous about how can I feed people in our organization? How can I actually do things to have money to implement my plan and the beautiful project and stuff? And I was talking to him when we were just 2 months old. And he was like, how long have you found this organization? I was like, oh, we are 2 months. And then he said, we're here for 50 years. And then you just take some time and just slow down and things will come. And also the grant they might be giving out just every year, and you apply for this year, you might get it 2 years later. So just take things slowly. And I think after that conversation with him, I was like, oh, how ridiculous I was.
I know. We want it now. We want it to be good.
Yeah. And then how anxious I was, how I was a baby, I was first entering this nonprofit world, and I was like trying to find things just like a business. I want to pitch to the angel investor and starting to have money and starting to do things. But it's just after that conversation, I was like, yeah, I have to take things slow. And I would just, there's a saying, only do a little bit every day. You're still doing things. The most important thing is not to give up and do zero. Even if you do 1%, 2% or something, you're still doing things. You're not giving it up. So I was like, before I want to do 100% every day. And now I have my low moment. I have my days that I have very high eye pressure. I will just take things slow and then just recognize that, everyone is a human being. I cannot just make things happen. And as long as I keep working on this, I don't give up on this. Things will happen, and things really happen. Things is really happening. Like I have people working with me, and we have people knowing about us, and people recognize us as a nonprofit. That is huge. Like
That's big.
I cannot see this 5 months before when I was working other jobs. I didn't know I am capable to do this in DC and let
Yeah.
people agree on our missions. Yeah.
That's
So
beautiful.
just recognize that it's a long run.
Yeah. That is good. I guess that I often talk about stopping and slowing down, and I just shared in a blog article for New Year's. I hate New Year's resolutions because I feel like it puts so much pressure on you. And I shared a little story about how I became a vegan one January, and it
Wow.
lasted to the second day of January before I was having some pot roast. But it's just like, it's about not changing everything at one time, but just doing a
Yeah.
little bit and just showing up a little bit. And before you know it, those things add up into big
Yes.
changes.
Yes.
And that is so good. I think that's the way it's supposed to be, so we don't burn out.
Yeah, just don't commit too fast. Don't do 100% commitment on changing things. Don't
Yeah.
say, I need to find 100 millions today.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah. Well, I
So,
wake up saying that every day as I'm looking at my shopping cart. I'm like, I need to find one more 100 million so I can
yeah, yeah, but
bodega
you
back.
can say this year I want to find 50K.
Yeah.
This year I want to find 500K, and next year I can have more goals. But just take it slow, one step at a time, and that helps me a lot because I was like, oh, I want this whole foundation running and going already, but then I have to find the board members. I have to have the board meetings. I have to find the lawyers to do things, and I have to register. Not only we're still registering actually because things are very slow in the government,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
have to do the federal registration. Not only that, I have to do DC registration. You have to do business license. What is that called? Tradable solicitation license and stuff.
Yeah.
Just
You have a bunch
everything.
of
And
stuff to do. And it's a
yeah,
process. It's a process.
just you cannot have one company ready in a day, but you have to do things slowly and see what you can do when you are waiting for other things that you cannot control.
Mm. Mm.
Because I cannot control about money right now. I cannot control when we'll get grants, when we'll get so many donations. But what I can do is use my resources right now, use what I can do right now, and to do the podcast, to write blog posts,
Yeah.
to help people at my capacity that I can do without money.
And this is doing the work also because for one, I've heard from many of my listeners that often they'll go back and they'll make reference to something to me, or they'll send me a message like, oh, well, I heard you say that on the podcast. And I'm like, did I say that? And I'll go back and it was something like 2 years ago that they listened to. People go back and they listen to things. So it's good that you're putting all of this out here for
Yeah.
reference, because anyone could listen, anyone could learn about you. It's just important. And as far as waiting for the grants and things of that nature, I think it's great. It's a great idea to have that time to prepare and to think
Yeah.
clearly for what you want to do when you do have it.
I think for me, very important mindset is you cannot control everything. So what
Yeah.
is controllable, what is you cannot control, and just do everything when you can, and just maybe wait until things happen and respond.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Well, I still have to remind myself occasionally, at least once a week, but you just can't. And
Yeah.
it's just like as soon as you let it go, things like fall into place.
Yeah, and just think of the worst situation. How bad can it be?
I know.
Yeah,
I
it is
know.
not that bad.
We make it bad. I make my stuff real bad. because I've rehearsed it in my mind. Like,
Yes,
oh,
but
this is
how
going to be a
bad can it be?
nightmare. This is going to be a nightmare. And then it's over like this.
Yeah, and then when you're just you are more when you're more calm and think about, oh, I actually cannot control this, and I will see what can I do right now, what I can control about, and suddenly a month later, 2 months later, you already did so many things on your own.
Yeah.
So when you are waiting for those non-controllable things, you
Yeah.
already did a lot of things.
Yeah. And you're building all along the way.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. We're going to have you come back. We have to talk about that. How we can learn how to just wait. That's
Yeah.
important. So, look, I want to pivot back to the technology for a second. What excites you the most about where this AI technology and where it could go next for people in the blind and low vision community? What excites you?
I think I'm very excited about the AI glasses because it really replaces your eyes and to
Wow.
tell you what is in front of you for blind people. And I see my interns doing that. I see my blind friends doing that. And it's just very incredible that they're fully functional because of that.
Fully functional.
Yes, it's
Wow.
just like normal sighted people. And even when we're in a meeting with my employees, and then she can hear the AI glasses talking to her. This person is wearing something, and this person is showing anything, and just like for that, I think it's changing the world. Like you can see
You can see.
through the AI glasses. So that's what I'm most excited about. But yeah.
Wow.
But we will see. I don't know. I'm not technology. I'm not in technology world. I'm not engineers.
Well,
I
not yet.
don't.
Not yet.
I tried. I
Not
actually
yet.
tried, but I don't think I like coding.
Yeah, you know what? Some things I look at, and that's one of them. I'm just like, I don't know. It amazes me though, the
Yeah.
people who can do it and do it so effortlessly. But I mean, I guess that's everybody has their role to play. And speaking of roles,
Yeah.
how do you think society as a whole can help make these things come true for organizations like you? What would be the best way for them to do that?
I think I'm not asking for a lot. I'm asking for just everyone's awareness to know there's a lot of blind people out there, and there's
Functioning
very
blind people.
yes, and it's very easy for them. Just use your little bit of help, use your little bit of technology and awareness.
Yes.
They can be like you. So I think I'm not asking much. I'm just asking for everyone's awareness about blind. Even just going to the meeting and people hand you the agenda, and then you can just have different font size for people.
Yeah.
Just merely that is enough for some low vision person, and just because they might be low vision, they might be seeing not very well, and just taking care of other people's need. Just
Yeah.
like we have gender equality right now,
Yeah.
it's just like that, you know,
Right.
through policy, through regulation, through awareness. Because like 50, maybe 100 years ago, we cannot say people about their sex orientation
Right.
and stuff. And now just like people are not verbalizing or not advocating their blind and their sight.
Yeah.
And then maybe in the future, let's say 10 years after, 20 years after, people can say, oh, I cannot really see very well. Can you hand me this? Can you do things for me? And then it's just like normal ask.
Yeah. Just that.
Just like I'm vegetarian.
Uh,
Can you do this?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's important. That's important.
Because
Wow.
we have this podcast guest that he said when he was blind in the beginning, he was lying. He act like he can see
He was ashamed.
because yes, because
Okay.
he was embarrassed and he was ashamed that, oh, I cannot see this thing, I cannot, and
Oh
then he was
no.
forcing himself until he almost died.
No.
Yeah, so like you have to normalize these things for people to advocate their needs.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
important. It's
Yeah.
important. I bet your grandmother's so proud of you.
Yeah. This is
I
the
bet she's
first thing.
so proud of you.
I called
Oh,
her immediately after I found this. I was like, I'm using your name. I'm using your
yeah.
name for my foundation. I'm doing this in America.
Oh,
Yeah.
she has to be proud of you. So, for someone that's listening today, what would you say should be the biggest takeaway? It's so fascinating to see this care and attention being directed towards this community. So, what would you want the listener today to walk away with?
Since we're talking about awareness, I want you, if you're listening, try to be blind for 1 hour.
Mm,
Just do the experiment yourself. Try to be blind for 1 hour. Because I have some like eyes injuries before, and I
mm.
couldn't see for a week.
Oh my gosh.
And this is so much you can do when you're blind. And if you're sighted, just try. Even just try 1 hour, and you will know what I'm saying. And you will have more understanding of blind
Appreciation.
people and low vision people.
You know, I
Yes.
was going to share with you, and this was like not even as serious as someone with low vision, but a couple summers ago, I slept like I sleep crazy. And I slept with my some type of way. I took a nap and I had my hand pressed into my eyeball. And I must have slept that way through the night. And when I woke up in the
You can
morning,
see in the morning.
all I could see was like psychedelic colors. And I was
Oh,
so scared.
yes.
I'm like, what is happening? I went to the eye doctor, and of course, everything was fine. But he just said from the pressure of it being on your eye all night, it kind of like just pushed things.
Block the vessels.
Yeah, and so eventually my sight came back. But when I tell you that when I could really see again, I was like, oh my God. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Like, oh my God.
Just try a little bit and you'll know how precious your sight is.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
wonderful you have fully functioned eyes.
Can you imagine those people getting those glasses for the first time and being able to
Yeah.
see? To
You
see?
see those videos online, they're like people first time having hearing aids. And they cried and they
Yeah,
first time
hearing for the
hearing their
first time.
parents.
I
Yeah.
love watching all those things.
Yeah. And then just that makes you be more appreciative about your sight and your hearing and your what you have, and just
Mhm.
even like for disabilities, let's say, not just talking about blind. What if you cannot walk? What would your world be?
Yeah.
Just like, so, and I'm advocating for the blind, so like maybe just try to be blind for an hour, and you will know like what it is like. You'll be more understanding of what people need,
And
and it
people
could
that
be
don't have a
you.
voice. Yeah.
Yeah, and it can be
Yeah.
you the other day, because that's the thing you can lose very easily, you know.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
overnight.
yeah,
Overnight.
yeah.
And
You never know.
finally, Christine, for someone who's listening and they feel inspired by this, but they don't quite know where they fit in with helping with the advocacy of all of this, what would you say to them? Where can they start, like getting involved and
You can follow us on ecovisionfoundation.org. It's
Mhm.
EKO, not the Echo,
No,
but
EKO.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
that. In my mind, I've met your grandmother already. I'm sure she's
Oh,
wonderful.
yeah, she is. You know, she's
Wow.
blind. She can be beautiful. She can do her hair every week, her nails every week, and stuff. Just like normal, just like you and
Wow.
me.
I love this. I think that's the common factor through all this. Normal.
Yeah,
We are normal.
everyone is normal.
Everyone is normal.
And
I
if
love
you are
that.
unfortunate to have some disabilities, with technology help, you can also be normal,
I love
like
that.
other people.
I love that. Well, Christine, I think we're going to be friends.
Yeah.
You're busy. I know we're both busy, but
Yeah.
well, I can't wait to see where it goes. You have
Mm,
so much to do. You have so many great things coming
thank you.
outside of those grants, but I think you know what you're doing. I think you know how to prepare.
Thank
So I
you.
look forward to it. But thank you so much for this. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Thank you. It was great.
It was so great.